Hi, this video is showing how to create a tank from a NASM model. Okay, let's start it. First, I want to import a NASM file. You go to File, Import, NASM, NAS or PDF file. Okay, I have a NASM built-in model. So I select that and click Open. Now bring up me a NASM import dialog. So we have two choices. One is fine mesh, one is global. Traditionally, Maestro is for the coarse mesh analysis, and when you build a refined model in Nastran, we bring that into the global model and synchronize the coarse mesh model with the fine mesh model, and then we run the top-down analysis from there. And lately, we see a lot of customers just build a model in Nastran and want to analyze using the Maestro model for the loading and analysis. So we have the other choice. You can select this is a global model, and there's options here. You can sometimes you want to import a Nastran as a group instead of a FE model. Here's do you want to renumber the nodal FE tag and element tag after you import? One of the reason we have this choice is sometimes when you import the model from Nastran, you put the loads, and some customers prefer to export it back to Nastran and run the analysis from using Nastran. So um, they prefer to retain the number of nodal tag and element tag. But it's your choice. You can renumber it after you import, or you can just leave the number as it is. So here is the transformation nodal coordinates. And as you know, Maestro, the coordinates is a little different from traditional FEA, and because Maestro start with 2D analysis, and so our y-axis is up, z is transverse. So this is different from general FEA, and so we do a rotation. And if you do not select this transformation coordinates, we'll keep the original coordinates as the Nastran coordinates, but Maestro will make a rotation there. But if you just want to using the model within Maestro, you can just say I want a transformation, and nodal coordinates just transform after we import that. The last selection is you can say we want to consolidate the materials and the properties. As you know, when you build a Nastran, there people prefer using different properties for different plates, and although they have the same thickness, but they name differently, and you can keep that or you can consolidate that. That's your choice. So then we need to change the units. In this model, the units is millimeters. Okay, so we select that and we do apply, and so it's okay. So now when we import, it's in millimeter units. So let's click OK. All right, you just wait a few seconds, and you can bring the model into Maestro. Okay. All right, so we have this tanker model. The first thing I want to do is I usually save the model as the native Maestro file. So I call it the tanker MDL. I save it. So I save as Maestro model. As you can see, there's one single module because Nastran is one file. We can break this model in different modules. We can use that in a different tutorial. So now I want to take some cutting plan to see what's the inside. So I want to do a XY cutting plan. So I click here. I'll keep this side. right? So you can see this 4 tank. There's 4 tanks in this model, and so I want to create a tank. This tank. I want to create that, and now one way to do that is um, I go to the group menu and click ID. Let's say tank number 2. Okay, it's a volume. Oh, sorry. This is a volume model tank number 2. Okay, and I want to select one element from here, one element from there, on top, on side, and top. Okay, and now I'll just highlight all those. This is my seed element. Go to right mouse click. It's add by seed. So it says from here. It says from the if the angle between the elements is less than 100, greater than 160 degrees, it will collect those. And I can also create some boundaries, but now I just take them all. So I click OK. It's going to grab all the elements for that within that conditions. Okay. So, all right. So I grab all plate elements. I have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have. Did I? Yeah, I grab the bottom. I grab the deck. Then I'm missing another bulkhead on the port side. So I want to remove my cutting plane. So cutting plane delete. I can remove the cutting plane. And I need to grab this bulkhead. So I click selection, one click here, and then click one element here. So right mouse click, add by the seed. Okay, so I got everything, and then I can pick a color of this tank. Say this yellow. Okay, and say create. Okay, now after you click create, bring back your the base model. Then you go to the groups, expand the group tree. That's tank number 2. We just created that. So you can see we grab a lot of extra elements. So now we need to remove some of them. Okay, so we go to cutting dialog using box deletion and select everything here. We don't need it. Okay, delete that. And everything from this side, we don't need it. Excuse me. Okay, we want to do the body plan. We want to cut some more. Okay. Deletion. So we have pretty much a clean boundary there. Notice that there's some gaps. We didn't select the element there. So I'm using a function here, right mouse click, go to fill holes, okay, and I'll do it again. Okay, so I have filled all the holes of the tank. Now I want to peel the free edges. Okay. Okay, you can see here we have peeled a few free edge panels. Now I'll do the deletion using this deletion dialog again. Okay, all right, so delete those, I don't need it, delete, and we don't need those, and we don't need that. And there's one single element here, I'll delete that. So, okay, that's using the profile view, deletion, box selection, deletion, and delete this. Okay, so we have a tank what we want. Now, once you have this tank, you can view that internally. It's there's no internal structures, and it's just tank skin. And we want to view whether the tank normal, the element is correct, have the tank normals. So you go to right mouse click, go to see volume plate pressure side. Okay, as you can see, pink is the positive. So when we fill the liquid, this is the pressure side, and the gray is not pressure. So there's one side is pressure from inside, and the other side's pressure from outside, which is wrong. So we want to correct those. And you can do that by right mouse click of this tank volume and say I want to do the consistent pressure side. Okay, now all we've automatically flipped the pressure of the tank. So you can see here internally the pressures applied from inside, outside there's no pressure. Okay, and once you have correctly defined tank, you can calculate the volume of the tank. So it's give you that's the volume, and if you want to apply the loads later on, you can go to the load dialog and create a load and go to the mass, and this is the tank. You can add that, and if it's a intact condition is liquid, you can enter the density. That this is water density, and if it's 100%, then it's all filled. Or it's if you fill 50%, that's 50% filled. Okay, so there's choice here: mass or head or percentage. So the fractions 50%. So you can create that. Oh, should be this should be 1 if you do the percentage to fraction 1. So then you can modify. Okay, so that's a tank. You can view that the volume is there's the computers, the CG and fraction and so on, the height, and okay. So this is the a simple example of how you create a tank.